Week 42 Day 1. You can't help but watch. The consumer is in a quandary about making a felicitous selection among the array of products. The advertisers must influence the malleable consumer, and often they do it in the most callous ways. Television offers many tangible advantages for reaching the consumer. As a result, the consumer is inundated by commercials. The advertiser knows that a television commercial is the most expedient way to reach large numbers of people. The cost for each commercial film is prodigious, but because the audience is so large, the cost per viewer is negligible. Each commercial is prepared in the most meticulous way in order to catch the attention of even the most blasé viewer and hold it until the message is through. Sample sentences. 1. It was fortuitous that the accident occurred when there were negligible numbers of children in the buses. 2. He was in a quandary about which selection from his extensive repertoire it would be feasible to perform for the children. 3. Because she had committed only a venial offense, he thought it expedient to abjure a severe punishment. 4. Who can be callous about the presence of many indigent families in proximity to affluence? 5. People have become so blasé about the once thrilling, now mundane flights into space. Week 42 Day 2. Tricks of the trade. Some television commercials, trying to break through the ennui built up in the viewer by the plethora of competition, employ humor. Others feature a comely girl as a pretext for getting the viewer to stay tuned in. At times raucous music, accompanied by some frenetic activities, is designed to preclude the viewer's loss of attention. The advertiser will employ every bit of artifice at the filmmaker's command to make a trenchant commercial. The diversity of appeals made to the viewer is a concomitant of the many ways people react to commercials. A great deal of time and money has gone into placing the consumer's psychological makeup under scrutiny. Sample sentences. 1. The omnipotent dictator employed all of his rhetoric to vilify those who would be brash enough to suggest that a diversity of opinions should be expressed. 2. The fledgling pianist knew that his mentor would take umbrage at his yawning during the lesson, but the feeling of ennui was overwhelming. 3. He was reticent about revealing his clandestine meetings with a comely young girl counselor at this camp. 4. They furtively employed every kind of artifice to be able to meet. 5. They were vigilant in order that their surreptitious meetings would not be discovered, and it often required frenetic changes of plans to preclude exposure. Week 42 Day 3. Going to the source. The wide diversity of reasons people have for buying one product rather than another are investigated by the advertising people in order to prepare efficacious commercials. They do not have the slightest qualm about questioning the consumer about personal things in her own domicile. The consumer is requested not to expurgate her answers. Generally, people are not reticent and do not begrudge giving the time and effort. The questions delve rather deeply, and what the artless responses divulge will help the advertiser decide what to put into his next commercial. After a large number of interviews, the copious results make it feasible to prognosticate how well the commercial will do. The interviewer usually offers no gratuity to the person who has helped, but often a sample of the product is proffered as thanks. Sample sentences. 1. A successful television program can be built around the artless comments of very young children. 2. At times, the producer must expurgate some of the things said by these children because they are too candid. 3. He had a serious qualm about hunting for the nearly extinct quarry. 4. He took umbrage when I offered a gratuity to augment his small salary. 5. She did not begrudge paying the pittance extra for a better coat. Week 42 Day 4. It seems to work. Despite the antipathy toward commercials expressed by the viewers, the remarkable success of television commercials in selling products makes it manifest that the advertiser has gleaned what the viewer wants to see and hear from his research interview. This has helped the advertiser delve deeply into what motivates people when they go into the supermarket to purchase products. The advertising agency is never capricious and can vindicate spending large sums of money on research. Having uncovered what the public wants, the advertiser expedites putting the requisite words, music, and photographs of the product on film. He will thus replenish the never-ending, ubiquitous television commercial supply in the hope that the consumer will remember some facet of the film and buy the product. Sample sentences. 1. If we delve below and behind the rhetoric and invective, we may discover the profound reasons for the ferment in our land. 2. He was reticent about emulating those who, after eating almost to satiety, rushed to replenish the food on their plates. 3. It was manifest that an arbiter would be needed because neither side would capitulate to a plan foisted on them by the other side. 4. When the acrimonious discussion about his capricious actions had attenuated, he was able to vindicate his conduct. 5. One mortifying requisite for the position was that he would have to work for 1 year under the aegis of a fatuous egotist.